committee, together with through the chair, the solicitor to answer why, after the 10 billion fund was established and after the TGRC was established with the framework for implementation, why that has not happened. In TGRC, we were under a priority area A, under the vulnerable groups, and those are one of the key areas, and those were things that are supposed to have been implemented during that time. And 11 years after the fact, through the chair, Mr. Solicitor, you have been unable to action anything. And now, 10 years, the pain of being raped by opposers, by gangsters, by other tribes, still is rife and real in our lives. Thank you.
I hope you should be careful, because when you say being raped by other tribes, there are tribes who are rapists. You should be very careful using that word. You should say they are persons. Use the word persons. Because you say tribes.
Mr. Chair, thank you for correcting me. And yes, indeed, there were persons from other tribes, and they were not the tribes themselves that raped us, but there were people from different tribes, and many of the women that we work with can actually testify. I have actually got a database of about 124 women specifically who were raped from people from the opposing tribes based on where they were living, and there were women, 53 of them as we speak right now, who got children from those rapes that are 11 years old. Thank you, Chair, for your correction.
Okay, just let us use the word persons, because we wouldn't want to profile any tribe, but I agree with you. It's so painful and it's so sad. My brother.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to talk about the people who have been very eagerly waiting for the implementation of the recommendations that were made by the Truth Commission. Just to highlight that among the groups that engaged with that process include victims of political assassinations, victims of the Mau Mau War, victims of extrajudicial killings, victims of the Wagala massacre, victims of the survivors of sexual and gender-based violence, torture survivors of the Nyayo House and many other places, victims of the torture of the group called February 18th Revolutionary Army, victims of the 92 coup attempt, victims of the Sabaot Land Defense Force in Mount Elgon, ex-political prisoners, ex-detainees, victims of historical marginalization, minority groups, among many others. These are the groups that actually engage with that truth-seeking process. And now the concern that we've been having is that many years, since 2013, since the recommendations were submitted to the necessary authorities, why has it taken all that time to formulate an implementation mechanism that actually sets these things and brings most of the issues that were raised to closure? Because what victims are saying is that they would want closure, and this has not been forthcoming. So our concern, and that is why we brought this petition this far, is to understand with a clarity, what do we tell the victims back there? Why has it taken that long, and what promise can you make to make sure that this process takes off and actually people are receive justice? I would also want to raise, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I just wanted to raise the attention of the committee of what is evolving within the African Union. The recently concluded transitional justice policy, which was endorsed by 51 heads of state, 55 of Africa. We would think our position as victims is that Kenya should be leading in terms of showing the way, leading by example, in terms of addressing some of these issues which concern transitional justice. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I would have expected you also to include Talai, because I'm the senator, but maybe next time you didn't.
I think, Chairman, it's because of the limited time. Okay. When I talked about minorities, minorities, we've been actually engaging with the Talai. In fact, I camped at the Talai. I've been talking to them quite often. I was one of the statement takers who went to Nandi and many other places across the country. Okay. So it's only that the time is limited. I can't go into the details.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Okay. I think I was just being positively biased. Okay. Maybe I can give my brother to also make a few comments. Kindly switch off your mic. Switch off, yeah. Thank you. We proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Once again, my name is Awahenya Fore from the National Survivors and Victims Network. I'm the Assistant Coordinator. I'll be very precise, Mr. Chairman, on this issue because it is an issue that every one of us knows. And I would like to talk about the reparations fund that to the victims. Remember, during the state of address to the nation, His Excellency the President, Uhuru Kenyatta, established a 10 billion fund to victims of and survivors of torture. And so far, right now, nothing has happened. We have never seen an implementation committee. Nothing. We have not been even invited to any of those meetings where we can maybe articulate our issues and our wants and don'ts. Then, on another issue, Mr. Chairman, there is the issue of compensation of victims. We've got various cases in courts. Some of them have been compensated, and others are still in the court, and others they have not been compensated, and others are still in court. We have filed so many cases in court. Nothing has happened from the AG's chambers. The cases that we have filed have not been heard. They have never been fixed a date of hearing. Nor has there been any development so far as to when those who have been paid will be paid. So far, most of us are now getting old, and we are definitely some of us are dying very soon. And I believe somebody like me, who was a victim of the 1982 coup attempt, my years are already gone. Now I'm going to around the 65th year. So if I don't get this money in good time, definitely I'll have no time to actually even go for medical care, because some of us suffer a lot. We don't have medical care, proper medical care. We have no money to go to the hospitals, no money to educate our kids. Some of them are even out of school. So it's my humble prayer, Mr. Chairman, that please, if the Attorney General can speed up these cases and the repayments that already are in the offices, that in the Attorney General's chambers, the money is there. The Treasury, I understand, has released the money. The Attorney General has not paid us. The Attorney General is also not speeding up the cases that are already filed in the courts, in the court, so that we can get the justice that we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you for being very brief, and we pray for you. You will not die another victims until you get justice.
So dakta kabisa, mtazamaji.